The Walt Disney Company is desperate to change the perspective that the creative engine of their company is failing. Meanwhile, they've only claimed 1.28% of the entire box office of the year so far. Let's talk about that on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and here with me is the man that I like to go to when we just talk straight facts. Culture, what you talking, Jive Turkey?
Well, I'm talking amazement, because when I came upon the realization that this was actually a number that was real, I was very concerned. So naturally, I turned to you, somebody who can, scratch some numbers down on things.
Well, we do try to do that. And when you first said that to me, I didn't think it was real either. So we just had to convert a few things from a few websites into handy dandy Excel. And well, here we are. Let's actually get to this this raw data here from domestic box office for 2024. This coming from Box Office Mojo by IMDb Pro. Who owns IMDb Pro? Well, it's Amazon, who also owns Prime, and they would very much like for you to watch what I'm assuming is National Women's Soccer League on Friday nights. Probably going to be a pass for me, but here we are. Looking at this list, we see number one for the year so far, Dune Part 2, and Kung Fu Panda 4. That's a movie that, not a lot of people are speaking with respect in regards to Kung Fu Panda 4. Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, number 4 for the year. Bob Marley, Wonka, Migration, Mean Girls, The Beekeeper, Anyone But You. And then right here, the carryover from Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I'm trying to find it. Oh, Civil War. That's a Disney film, right? Culture?
That's A24.
Oh, that's a different Civil War, isn't it? I'm trying to look here and see if I can find out. Here we are. The First Omen with 17 million. Okay, so what we're looking at essentially right here, I'm going to go to the bottom. It won't show it on the screen right now. This is, it did. 200 of the top grossing films of the year. This is obviously the carryover from Barbie. Right here, the Marvels, a little bit of carryover right here, 21,000 that they have. I've converted this into an Excel spreadsheet, and I've been told by several of my friends that you should not put Excel spreadsheets up on a YouTube video. It's boring for people, and the people on phones can't read them. So I'll just tell you what I found. The box office so far represents $1.933 billion. Otherwise known as $1,933,846,731. It's not a lot of money, but
well, that's bad in and of itself. Let's just say it plainly. It's just not good.
It's pretty awful. When you look at the Disney of around 2019, 2018, they would represent maybe 44% of the box office. And if you guys think that First Omen is very indicative of the Disney brand, let's just point out that $17.7 million right there represents most of what they have made this year. So $24.8 million. Almost said billion. It's not what they made this year. Almost 25 billion out of almost 2 billion represents 1.28.
No, okay, let's try that again. So that's $25 million this year to date total. Combined.
Yes. And we are in April of this year.
We're almost in May.
Right. So just here we go. First Omen, 17.7 million. And then if we go down, where do we get? Okay, we're in the threes. Here's Wish. That's the next one. That came out in November. So this is 3.3 million. That's the carryover here. We got to keep going even further down, here. Turning Red is the next one. That's the 72nd highest grossing. This came out February 9th. That is obviously somewhat of a re-release. It's not exactly a re-release, but it's been on Disney Plus. Luca here with 1.3 million, and then down to Soul with 946. The carryover from the Marvels is somewhere down here. I think it's near the bottom of the list. Yep. All the way down here at number 187, the Marvels. Now, if we're just talking about things that have been in theaters, I feel like it bears pointing out that right here, Shrek 2, the 2024 re-release of a movie that came out 13 years ago. Or sorry, Shrek hasn't had an entry for 13 years. This is a 20-year-old film, and it almost made $3 million so far this year. They were also beat out by the 2024 Oscar nominated short films documentary here that made
Wow.
about $3 million. You could just go through and look at Trolls Band Together made 5.4, Hunger Games 6 million. There's a lot on this list. Oh, here it is. Godzilla -1, 10.8, especially dollar for dollar. It's been suggested to me that if we gauge box office success, we need to, if a film is a financial failure, we need to divide the production budget by the production budget of Godzilla -1.
Yes, we've been talking about that. Yeah, like this film would make 31 Godzilla -1s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Culture. What is wrong with the Walt Disney Company right now?
I don't know. They stopped making movies. They stopped making good television. They stopped the little engine that could.
Right.
You know
Well,
that, go
if I
ahead.
want to, they did take our advice on some level when we were talking about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and we were talking about the Marvels, and I forget what else came out last year. I think they had 7 massive flops last year. Like
Wow.
they have so much competition for biggest flop of all time, and it is centered in 2023. So when we look at 2024, this is a financially better strategy for them than what they were doing last year, which was just losing money. They had bigger budgets, massive marketing spend. So in some ways, this is a better move for the finances of the Walt Disney Company. So I'll say that from a little bit of bright siding. Other than the fact that the first Omen, I'm pretty sure that's what franchise is that? That's
That comes from the Fox buyout.
Okay. So this isn't now Poltergeist. They, whoever bought that, they spent like $400 million before they
A
even.
little bit of money.
Yeah. So I get those two confused. I'm not really a horror fan. So that's a different franchise altogether. So we'll
it
ignore
wasn't. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Actually, I think the one you're referring to is The Exorcist that they paid ridiculous.
Oh, that's right.
money
That's
for.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but I mean, you're on the right track. I mean, people are willing to spend far too much money on far too little and get far less out of it than they should. This is insane. The Omen was part of the Fox deal. And that's really kind of what Disney's offering up in this year. A couple of
right.
Fox films.
Yeah, when they talk about that they made $6 billion at the box office last year, there's a good deal of that is Avatar 2, which they
Mhm.
lucked into by purchasing Fox. That was a train already in motion. Oh, sorry, as I often like to say, it was a parade already in motion, and Bob Iger ran out in front of it and declared himself Grand Marshal of it.
He is true French true French revolutionary indeed.
So, of course, before the end of the year, we're going to have Inside Out 2. We're going to have the Planet of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. We're going to have Deadpool and Wolverine, Mufasa the Lion King, the Moana TV show. They're recutting it to make it a movie. And I think there's some other, Alien Romulus. That's another Fox franchise that they're adding a subtitle to the end of it to try to make some money. Culture, do you think that Disney is going to represent a larger percentage of the box office this year than 1.28%?
Maybe, but I think it'll be less than 5 or 10%, which is ridiculous. Jonas, think about where they were. They were 20% or more of the box office just a handful of years ago.
They were so confident in what they did, and then they switched around the way that they handle content. And we don't need to say the word right there that clearly indicates what the problem was. They felt like they could do whatever they wanted, and audiences would show up, and it was no big deal whatsoever. Culture, is there anything left to be said?
Well, where's 30% of the box office, Bob? Because you used to control that. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm going to point out that Kung Fu Panda 4 represents 9.3% of the box office in general.
Today. Yeah,
and,
I mean,
of course, Dune 2 is 4.3, and Dune 2 is not considered a success by the standard metrics of box office success. It's a good movie. I'm not questioning that. Frozen Empire, of course, doing pretty good there as well. So, but of course, I want to throw this to our commenters. Do you think that Disney is going to grow in their percentage of the box office? I think it might be likely. Deadpool is here, and they might save the Disney company for the year. They might save all theaters for the 2024 box office. I bet the theater owners are hopeful for that. Let us know in the comment section down below. And of course, go check out Culture Casino over on his channel. This video was inspired by a conversation that was had on Midnight's Edge. Andre and Tom do an excellent job over there, so go check them out. Like this video if you like this video, and consider subscribing to That Park Place for all of the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.